I'm asking that. All right, cool. Welcome back, guys, to another Sunday pre-market setup. Right. We're just gonna cover some pairs that we can go. We're just gonna cover some pairs that we can get into for this upcoming week. All right, I'm gonna start with some GBP pairs. Right, my favorite is GJ, as you guys all know. So last week it had a big rally up and then it started trending down. So for me, right, actually I'm just gonna hop on a blank chart, have a fresh markup. Cool. Hop on a 4 hour. Now I'm just gonna mark on my support and resistance on my major levels. So I'm gonna do my first one on 140 flat. This was the level that had GJ reverse to the downside this past week. So I'm gonna mark this up as a major level. And then 139 as my other major level. 139 flat. Another major level. All right. So GJ looks like it's gonna continue going to the downside to continue filling the imbalance it had from the big push up from last week. So let me just finish marking up this real quick. All right, cool. I'm just gonna do the major levels. I'm not gonna do the mid levels. It's too cluttery. All right, cool. Actually, let's do that. Mid level. All right, cool. So as you guys can see right here, right, this whole thing is a big manipulation push to the upside. So if you know nothing about imbalances already, you know imbalances always has to get filled. Change to blue. All right, cool. So you know imbalances always have to get filled. So it's doing that right now. So it's trending down, right? So I'm expecting G to trend all the way down until it gets to all the way down here. Major level of 136. All right, so that's the bottom of where it started from. So as long as it keeps trending down, right, it's continuing to make its lower lows and lower highs, right? It's gonna fill all this up. Okay. So I'm looking for GG to go all the way down to 136 flat. All right. So today's Sunday, right? So when the market opens up, let's see how we can enter it. So I would wait for resistance right here. So right now resistance is holding, right? So we have resistance over here to the left. Right here, this is our resistance right here. consolidated over here, right under the major level. Okay. Right. November 13th came all the way down, right, to the mid level, around the mid level, rejected it, broke through the major level. Okay. So if you were if you thought about getting to the trade, right, for a buy, once it broke, consolidated over here, you wouldn't have been wrong. Okay. Right. For me personally, I would have waited for a little bit more confirmation, like right here. Right. I needed a higher low and a higher high to get into the trade. Right. Just because it was on a big downtrend, right, previously. So you would have been wrong to get in the trade, but unfortunately you would have lost money, right? Because it did go down. Right. It did break at the major level. It broke through the major level, right? Came up, rejected it, and it's still rejecting. Right. It's still tight roping around this 138 level. Right. But even over here, right, you could have still got in for a buy because it did consolidate above the major level, but unfortunately you would have lost money still. Okay. It's also depending on the time. So like this was like 7, was this in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning? So this was during New York session. So typically you want to enter the trades like before New York and London session, right? So 8 o'clock is not really ideal to get into the trade if you were trying to head up to the upside. Because me personally, I think, well, I know like the Asian session tends to do a little fade. So let me try to find. So this was obviously selling. What day was this? 11/13. So right before, this was around Asian session right here. Asian session on a high time frame. Let me just double check. Is there any questions? Oh, double check for questions.
I'm watching.
Oh, you watching? Let me set that. I hate military time so much. I can't find a good example, but I'm just gonna draw it out. So usually around Asian session, the time of the Asian session is like 8 o'clock. No, 5 after 5, and then towards 12. Okay, so draw it out real quick. So if you were in a buy, if you were trying to go into a buy, right, and it was around Asian session, you would want to obviously go on into the trade on a dip. Okay, so on a higher low. So let's just pretend this is our major level that we're trying to attack. Right, so it's gonna go on the uptrend. So it broke this level it broke this 138 level, right? So now you want to wait for it to come down. So typically when it comes down during an Asian session, all right? So that's why I call it an Asian fade. So it fades down, right? It fades down towards your price that you're looking to buy it at, right? So once it's at that price, then you can make your move. All right. So if it's at this 138 level around Asia session and it's consolidating above a major level, right? 9 times out of 10 is gonna go in for a buy. It's gonna start trending up for a buy. So London will take it. London will carry it on into New York session, and then New York session will probably stop the trend going up. So I can try to find some examples, more examples on a live chart. So it's only confusing. But basically, you want to enter a trade before a high volatile session. All right. So back to GJ of what it's doing for the week. I'm expecting it to come down here. Actually, I might go for a buy. Let me see. I'm gonna have to wait to see how GJ moves when market opens, because it's kind of 50-50 right now. It's tight open this major level, so it can either go in an uptrend, it can start doing this. It's ugly. Start doing this, and then London will take it over to the next level, or it can start trending down. And like I said, fill all that imbalance from the left. All right, so that's my take on GJ. I'm going to GU. GU is very similar. All right, but it didn't have that big manipulation push like GJ had. So it kind of trended regularly last week. So let me just mark this up. Support. Ooh. Resistance, broke support. Okay. Didn't quite hold. Didn't hold. Resistance broke. All right. Support. All right, cool. Strong level. Strong level support right here. All right, cool. So GJ's at a resistance. GU's at a resistance right now. So it could start heading down to the downside as well. All right, cool. So GU is at a resistance right now. So you can look to see you can start to see consolidation at this major level and going under it, right? Unless it breaks it. So as long as it stays under, let me reset it. As long as it stays under this major level, right? Like right here, this is gonna create a double top pattern. So a lot of rejection right here, right? We can look to see the same thing, okay? Can make a double top pattern, right? And double top patterns on a major level, right, is a strong indication of a downside move. So we can look to see it play out once Asian session comes, right? If it starts to consolidate, then you can look to get into the trade. So if I want to get into the trade, my stop loss would have been like right here, 10 pips or 20. Let's see if it's like 10 pips. Yep, 10 pips. I just use like the next level going up, because if it breaks this major level right here, like the price I want to enter at, then there's really no need to be in the trade anymore. So I'm just gonna give it some breathing room. 10 pips is enough for me. All right, and I'm gonna put my TP at the next major level. So right here should be 100 pips. So I can actually use a tool. What's the nope short? And then next level. So it could be right here where previous support was at, or I can just bring it all the way down to the actual major level. All right, so it's making a double top right now, so we can look to see it go down to the downside, like I said. G has been sloppy though. I don't even like trading G anymore. GA, I don't trade GA. EU is my backup. 4 hours market up. It's just going sideways, so it's just ranging out. So this is kind of easy to play out, but there's a lot of variables to trading ranges. You don't know when it's gonna get to the top of the range, when it's gonna create a new range, or when it's just gonna straight consolidate. So you gotta play it safe. You gotta cut your lot size down and have a little tighter stop loss. So I don't want to put all the way up there. Right here is fine. All right, cool. So it's just straight going sideways. 15 minutes. Set. I don't even think I'm going to trade EU this week. Looks too sloppy. There's no trend. Unless it gets to the top of the range, I'm going to see what it does. Once it gets to the top of the range, then I'm gonna play it out a little bit. But to be honest with you, EU doesn't look tradable at all right now. At all. Same thing for gold. Gold just it's been going a down slope, but like at the same time, it's just been going sideways. I'm not on my nose for this one, but 1920. Yeah. It's gonna bring it down to 1860. So on a lower time frame, it's starting to make higher highs and higher lows. All right. But let's see if we can get a mid level here. Major level 1900. So if you're not already in gold, then you would have to wait for it to continue on to the next major level. Wait for one of these. Wait for a dip coming down. Because on reality, you should have entered on a double bottom, right? Once it came over here, did a big drop. I think this was after during election week. Right, did a big drop. Right, this is very unexpected. Like I said, on Friday's recap. Okay, and then came to his major level, started trending up, and then made a double bottom. So now it's starting to make its higher highs and higher lows, but it's still unpredictable. So I don't think I'm gonna even trade gold this week either. Just gonna wait to see it play out. But if it does one of these 1900 major level, right? As a break, you have to wait for it to come down, fade down during Asian session, okay? Or right before London, like 2 a.m. and see where it is. If it's above this major level and does one of these, then you can look for a continuation going up, because I'm still expecting USD to lose strength these upcoming weeks. So if that does happen, then we can look to see that and keep going up. All right. I'm just going on a higher time frame again just to see something. So yeah, just still going sideways. I would love to see a trend going on, but just sideways movement. That's pretty much it. Let me just go back to GJ real quick just to double check anything. Yeah, so I'm just looking for this fill. Once I get this fill, then I'm gonna buy. I'm not selling none of this, by the way. I'm just gonna wait until it fills this whole gap. If it does, right? If it does all that, comes all the way down to this major level, I'm gonna start to buy. I just need a little consolidation or some higher highs and higher lows going up, right? In all reality, I'm gonna wait till it comes here and it starts going up. So it has to come all the way down. What happened? 136, major level 136. So it comes all the way down, right? Now I wanted to either consolidate or I'm gonna wait for this. Breaks mid-level. I can either enter on the mid-level right here, or I can just play it extra safe, wait for the break of the next major level, enter on that dip, and then I can just take it up as high as it goes. All right, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, GJ looks the best this week, to be honest with you. Just gonna complete this manipulation. That's it. All right, cool. So, is there any question on there? No. All right, cool. So that's gonna conclude our Sunday pre-market setup. All right. All right. I'm just gonna see you guys on Friday for the recap. Hopefully everything plays out.
Download the app. Download the app.
Oh yeah. So download our app, right? It's on the App Store called RH Made. I'm gonna give you a little preview. Right, this is how our app looks on the website. So we have a get started section. So it gives you our intro survey. So just gonna basically tell us a little bit about yourself, right? So we can plan everything accordingly. No.
Show the tools real quick.
Yeah, so download RH Made. If you have any questions, obviously contact us on YouTube. And then we're gonna put our socials there too. Yeah. All right, so yeah, see you guys on